So what's happening, fam? LAR movement still moving. Every now and then, blue moon, I'll say, look, one of the things I do on the side is I rap, right? But I saw DMX yesterday, and I thought, man, he's one of the, just saw him online, not saw him in person, one of the most influential artists of my life. I thought, let's do a video on most the best hip hop albums, the best rap albums that inspired me. Yeah, there's a difference between the top selling album and the one that was impactful, right? So I'm gonna start talking about that just with hip hop album. This just is not a, it's just real talk for me right now. It's music talk, right? We get in these debates we used to. So let's go. First one was probably Bad. I'm Bad. LL Cool J's album. When I was a kid, that probably was the first one. Like, really kicked me off. Like, yo, okay, you know, oh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that I was feeling that. Yeah, my cousin put me on it, and I was like, what is this? I shouldn't say this second one, but it's true. Too Short, Born to Mac. My cousin had me listening to that. We had to keep turning down the volume in the car because my grandmother don't want to hear no cussing. So our arms was hurting. You see how much I'm doing this right here? I met another. So, yeah, as I got older, I listened to things here and there, but nothing hit me like Tupac, Me Against the World album. It's like, yo. And after that hit me, I'm not gonna lie, Nas, it was written like, yo, that was my joint. Like, I know it was real. And Twista's Adrenaline Rush, because I was in Chicago at that time. Adrenaline Rush was my joint. That had me. A little bit further, because I remember my little cousin stealing my Nas album. I wanted to beat his ass. At that time, I had the Nas album, but I also had, which was one of the dopest albums ever to me, was the AT Aliens, Outkast. I was a big fan of Southern Playlist of Cadillac Music, but I had to get AT Aliens. The cover, the comic book graphics, the whole extraterrestrial way it went, man. That took me to another place. That really inspired me as a person. And I listened to it a lot. It ain't really an album per se, because it was Mystikal's first. It was a tape. Y'all motherfucker better get ready to rumble. Because back in the day, it was two tapes. Like the album, his first album when it came out, people had the CD or whatever. But in New Orleans, he had two tapes. But the first one was a gold tape. And my cousin sent me that gold tape. And I was like, who the hell is this dude? So I had been a Mystikal fan ever since, up to Tarantula and all that. Like, I'm a big Mystikal fan. Looking back on it, yeah. Didn't touch me like the rest. I just liked his style. But the one of the most influential albums of period for me, because when it comes to I say top two, it'll be Me Against the World, and this album was DMX's It's Dark and Hell's Hot. I remember when it first came out. Get At Me Dog came out, and I was like, I don't know who that dude is, but I fuck with him. And I remember The Source. I was big into The Source back then. They gave him 3.5 mics at first. For all you people who looking back like, no, they gave that thing 4.5 or 5. Not at first, they didn't. At first, they gave him 3.5 mics. And I'm just sitting there like, y'all ain't shit. Because they had re-released the mics afterwards. When they realized people was really feeling it. And man, Look Through My Eyes, Let Me Fly, The Prayer, you know what I'm saying, Damien, man, that whole album, man, like I was banging that one. That was just one of my favorite albums. I was playing it yesterday. I put it on my Facebook. My homeboy was like, "Yeah, this takes me back," because even when I was in college, when I was in college, I was playing it like. I didn't want to hear everybody else bullshit. I didn't want to hear Pharoah Monch. I'm sorry, my homeboy know what I'm talking about. I didn't want to hear that shit. Go a little further. I had been a Jay-Z fan, but you know, Reasonable Doubt. I went back to that after a while. Volume 1, I like when he was on. He was on. When he wasn't, wasn't. You know, It Was Dark and Hell's Hot came out at the same time as Hard Knock Life. Be perfectly honest, Hard Knock Life had hits, quote unquote, but I didn't feel that album like I felt DMX's. So go a little further. You know, well, I can't go. I don't think necessarily further or backwards, because I gotta say Lauryn Hill's Miseducation of Lauryn Hill was like, that's a classic hip hop album, and I ain't gonna like I done bought numerous albums of that, and I'm looking at a little CD case over here on the side, and I know I got that one and a couple of others a few times because people kept either stealing them or playing my album until they fucked them up, and we got into fights about that. But that's a whole nother story. So I was a big Wu-Tang fan, but I wasn't. But it didn't hit me like that. Go a little further. Yeah, that Lauryn Hill, yo, I had to think about it just now. Lauryn Hill had me. Go a little further. It took a while. You know, at first I was alright with T.I. Then I ain't gonna lie, like trap music came back. You know, I've never been a gangster, but being a guy who grew up in the hood, when you make an album, it's similar to Reasonable Doubt to me, where you talk about the reality of being in that life. Like, it ain't all fun, it ain't all cool, you gonna have regrets. I like that stuff. Like, but just like with Jay-Z and T.I., when they started just acting like, you know, oh well, I'm a drug dealer, so I was like, man, no, I don't want to hear that, man. I don't want to hear that, bro. I just don't, because it's a lie. But I ain't gonna lie, trap music, I was banging that heavy. I was banging Rubber Band, man, before even people knew it was ever the second single, while everybody was banging 24s. I was like, yeah, that's nice. But this right here, that's the one. You know, Be Easy. You know, I was on that. Speaker Box and Love Below, bro. Like, damn. I still play that, and people don't get a Speaker Box enough credit. Like, Speaker Box had some joints on there. I know everybody know the Love Below was just classic, but Speaker Box had some joints on there. Let's be real. Like, they had Hey Y'all on one side, and I like the way you move. That they came out with both of those singles at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. And you can't really, you know, real talk. Hey Y'all was just, it was way left. He was like, damn, I ain't expect that. But I like the way you move. Just as a singer, you was like, dum, dum. You know, it is what it is. I Am the Soul Machine was another one for me. CeeLo Green's second album. I had to put my homeboys on this one. It was like, man, this shit is banging. Like, yeah, man, y'all need to give CeeLo some props, which made me a big Gnarls Barkley fan and all that other stuff. So, you know, I've rocked with the evolution of CeeLo since the Goodie Mob started. You know, since the Goodie Mob came out, rather. So that album was really, really inspirational to me. I must say that inspired the hell out of me. Kanye West's College Dropout, Late Registration, you know, and Graduation. You gotta be real. Common's the Finding Forever album. I fucks with that. There's two other ones. It was Finding Forever album. The one before that. And not the one after that, but the one after that. I lost the doggone name because that was this joint with Blue Sky on it. You know, oh man. And that's not Finding Forever. I don't think that's Finding Forever. Starts with a Dreamer. Dreamer. Yeah. Now, it took me a while to find stuff, but I became a big K.R.I.T. Jay Electronica fan. So K.R.I.T. was here. I had been listening to that for a long time. Then King Remembered in Time. Love it. You know what I'm saying? Cadillactica, I needed to warm up to that one, but King Remembered in Time, that's one of my favorites. One of my favorites. Like, I play that all day, every day. I don't care. Jay Electronica is a bit more complex because it ain't necessarily an album. I just play the whole discography. You know. Eternal Sunshine. What is it? That's what he calls it. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That. When he looped that, of course, Exhibit A, Exhibit C, Shiny Suit Theory, the announcement, Trolley Stop. Like, Trolley Stop had me. Like, that's one of the first ones. I was like, it's completely different from everything else he was doing. I was like, just Trolley Stop jam though. I'm alright with I used to listen to, that wasn't influential though. I remember OJ and Kush. I just like it kind of jam. I remember listening to Currency a little bit. I'm not really into the weed talk a lot though, so it's like But some of that old Wiz Khalifa and Currency, I rocked with that. I used to my coworkers used to clown. I was like, I'm gonna give you some joints to jam. And I remember giving one of my coworkers before all of them became known. K.R.I.T., Jay Electronica, Wiz Khalifa, and Currency. And I was like, you gonna know all these names in a couple years. That was maybe about 3-4 years ago, because it was right before Black and Yellow came out. They may be longer, 3-4 years ago. I don't remember. But he was like, yo, them are some of the guys. He came to me like a while later, like, now I'm hearing some of these guys you was talking about. Now I see what you're talking about. I was like, I told you, man. But this is keeping it light. But those are some of my favorite albums, hip hop albums. When it comes to other artists, I might get into that another day. Wait a minute. I think I'm missing one. Let me see something real quick. I'm looking at the knives. It was written Street Disciple, blah blah blah. I didn't like Stank Only like that. Ghostface Killer Iron Man. Just because of All That I Got Is You. I mean, just for that one doggone song. Just for that one song. And Eminem Show. I said I like the Eminem Show. I really did fuck with the Eminem Show. And what was it? Ja Rule's Pain 336. Yes, I listened to that too. I got a gang of DMX albums over there. I played the Black album, but yeah, I think that's probably it. Cause I got 2 late registrations over there, cause somebody messed mine up. Yeah, I'm done.